So we are going to tell our very short version of A Midsummer Night's Dream by William Shakespeare. So there are 22 characters in this play, and I've decided we're just going to cut it down to 8 characters, just so we can get through it quickly and it makes sense for us. So what I have done is I've broken the characters into 3 groups. The first group are the rich Athenians. We have Hermia, we have Lysander, we have Demetrius, and we have Helena. We also have some workers. These are also from Athens. They're Athenians, but they're poor and they're silly, and they're planning to put on a play. Nick Bottom is a weaver, and he is one of the worker Athenians that is going to be in this play. There are others with him. We're not going to worry about their names. We're just going to worry about him. And then our third group are the fairies. We have King Oberon. We have Puck, his mischievous servant, who's also a fairy. And then we have Queen Titania, queen of the fairies. We're going to start with our rich Athenians. So, Hermia and Lysander love each other. Helena loves Demetrius, but Demetrius does not love Helena. He loves Hermia, and he wants to marry her. And guess what? He has her father's permission, and therefore, by law, Hermia must marry Demetrius. Oh no, oh no. Hermia and Lysander are not happy with this. They want to get married. They do not want her to marry him, so they make a decision. They are going to run away into the forest. But before they go, they decide to tell Helena their plans. So they tell Helena, and then they go off into the forest. Now Helena, remember, she is in love with Demetrius. She thinks, ooh, if I tell Demetrius their plans, maybe he will like me again. So she tells him. They've run away into the forest. It doesn't work out for her because he is so upset, he goes running off into the forest after them. Oh no, so Helena chases him into the forest. They have all gone off into the forest. Now, at the same time, the workers have all gone into the forest too to rehearse their play. Now, Nick Bottom, the one we're going to worry about, he is very, very full of himself. That means he thinks he is better than he really is. He is a terrible, terrible actor, but he thinks he's a great actor. So just know they're there and they are rehearsing. Now, at the same time, Oberon, King Oberon, and Queen Titania of the fairies, they have been in an argument. You do not need to worry about what the argument is. Just know that they're mad at each other right now. And Oberon, so they're not like talking to each other. Oberon decides that he is going to play a prank on Titania. That's just kind of the way he is. It's not very nice, but he likes playing pranks. So he tells his servant Puck that they are going to find a magical flower, and they're going to make Titania fall in love with whatever she sees when she wakes up after they put the juice of that flower in her eyes. This is the point when King Oberon tells Puck that he knows a place where he knows a bank where the wild thyme blows, and that is where Titania is sleeping. So he sends Puck off to find the flower. While Puck is looking for that flower, Oberon sees Demetrius and Helena. And Helena tells Demetrius that she loves him, but Demetrius, he's really mean to her. He says he doesn't like her at all. And Oberon feels bad for Helena. So when Puck returns with the magic flower, he tells Puck to go find the Athenian and put the magic flower juice in his eyes so he'll love Helena as much as she loves him. So Puck goes off to find the Athenians. But instead of Demetrius, Puck finds Lysander and Hermia, who have decided to take a nap. They are fallen asleep. So Puck doesn't really know who he's looking for, so he puts the magic juice in Lysander's eyes because Lysander's an Athenian. He thinks he's got the right guy. But it shouldn't make any difference because, Lysander already loves Hermia. But wait, we'll see what happens. In the meantime, Oberon finds that bank where the wild thyme blows. Queen Titania is sleeping there, and so he puts boop, 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 some of the magic juice in her eyes too. At this point, Puck has been wandering around the forest, finds our actors who are rehearsing, and he is watching them. And he thinks it is hysterical because they are so terrible. He thinks it is so, so funny. And oh my goodness, they're rehearsing really close to where Titania is sleeping. So, interesting. I wonder what's going to happen. Meanwhile, Helena, who has been rejected by Demetrius, is wandering around the forest. She's lost, she's sad, and she bumps into Lysander. Uh-oh. He wakes up and he sees her. Remember, he has the magic juice in his eyes. He is instantly in love with Helena now. Helena thinks he is teasing her, and she runs away, and he chases her, leaving poor Hermia just laying on the ground by herself. She doesn't know anything is going on, and he's just like, I love you, I love you, I love you to Helena. Uh-oh. Let's see what happens. Let's go back to rehearsal. Meanwhile, back at rehearsal, Puck gets an idea. Our terrible, terrible actor, obnoxious person who thinks he is so good, he leaves the rehearsal for just a few moments, walks off stage for a little bit, and Puck puts a spell on him that gives him the head of a donkey. He turns his head into a donkey. When the other actors, when he comes back on stage and the other actors see him, they're like, ah! And they run away. They're like, what on earth is going on? And he's left here going like, what? He has no idea he has the head of a donkey. All this noise of them running away and him talking wakes up Queen Titania, who sees him and falls in love. I love you, I love you, I love you, even though he has the head of a donkey. She's making a huge fuss over him. She's having all of her servants bring him food and drinks. She is in love. It is the perfect prank for Puck. Puck is so excited. He thinks this is hysterical. He goes off to tell Oberon what happened. Now, Oberon does think it is very funny that Queen Titania has fallen in love with a man with a donkey head. But he is upset with Puck for putting the flower juice in the wrong guy's eyes. So he decides he needs to fix that. So in the meantime, people keep falling asleep in the story. Demetrius has fallen asleep, so he gets some flower juice, and then he wakes up, and the first person he sees also is Helena. And so now he's in love with Helena, which is what we wanted to start with, but oh my goodness, there's two guys that are like, I love you, I love you, I love you. And before they had no interest in her, so she just thinks this is crazy. She thinks they are just crazy. Now, poor Hermia, who's been asleep all this time, wakes up. She is all by herself in the middle of the forest, and she is kind of scared. She's like, where'd everybody go? So she runs off and she sees Lysander. She's like, oh, there you are. And he's like, oh, I don't like you anymore. She's like, what? Remember, he loved her before, and now he doesn't want anything to do with her. And he's like, I love you, I love you. He's, I love you, I love you. She's, what? Because both these guys wanted to marry her before. Helena thinks, you guys are pulling a prank on me. She is so upset. And she thinks even Hermia's in on the prank. And she comes over and she argues with her. Oh, you're in on this prank. You guys are making fun of me. It is a big mess. They love her now, and before they loved her. It is all so confusing. And as seems to happen in this story a lot, they all decide to take a nap and go to sleep. So they all go to sleep. Now, Puck thinks all of this is hysterical, and he just wants to leave it that way. But Oberon, he is the king. He does decide to set things right. So he gets an antidote. That means something that will reverse the magic from the magic flower. He drips that into Lysander's eyes so that he will fall back in love with Hermia the way he was before. He leaves the magic in Demetrius, so Demetrius will stay in love with Helena. He also gives an antidote to the queen, who has also taken a nap again, so that when she wakes up, she will not be in love with the guy with the donkey head anymore. And they do take the magic off of our friend Nick Bottom the Weaver, so that he no longer has the head of a donkey and he is a man again. So, in the end, all of the humans wake up. Demetrius and Helena are now in love, and they're very happy. Lysander and Hermia are in love again. Everything is fine. And they kind of come to the conclusion, they think that they have had a very strange dream, a Midsummer Night's Dream. They don't think any of this has really happened. They think they just dreamt it all. Oberon and Titania, they make up. They're not angry with each other anymore. And our actors, Nick Bottom and our other performers, they get the honor of performing their play, even though it is really, really, really bad still, in front of the king. So it is a great honor. In the end, everyone gets a happy ending. And Puck talks to the audience and hopes that they all enjoyed the play, just like I hope you all enjoyed this very short version of A Midsummer Night's Dream.